Alright, so I've never done unboxing before, but today I have the new ShengShou clocks that are like bigger and smaller than a normal clock, so I'm gonna unbox them. This got here really fast. I remember just a couple days ago asking my mom to order these. Like I texted her during school and they're already here. So yeah, I'm really excited for this. They're probably not gonna turn that great, but it'll be fun. So there's a couple other things in the package as well that I'll open up at the end, but I really only care about the clocks right now. So yeah, because my mom said she ordered some other stuff, and here's the big one and the small one. So I'm actually not gonna open this at the end. I don't care, but yeah, mystery puzzle. And then the clocks. So yeah, start with the small one. Yeah, so where's my ShengShou? Here it is. Yeah, it's very small. The pins are like echoing inside the clock. They're not very tactile. I don't know how well you can see, but yeah, it's very hard to tell when pins are up or not. And it's very awkward to turn as well. So yeah, it's like really hard to tell when pins are up or not. Cool. The small one, or the big one, I mean. Compared to normal, it's a good bit bigger. Yeah, but again, the pins sound really echoey. Like I can shake it and you can hear parts shaking inside, which is not exactly a good sign. And then yeah, it's just really hard to tell when pins are up or not. But yeah, I mean, considering how much is moving, I guess this turns pretty well, but like it's pretty hard to turn. I can't really do a full 6, and it's also not really easy to tell when it's actually clicked into place. There's not a distinct click the way there is on the qiyi. Yeah, I'm gonna go try to figure out how to solve these, and then I'll come back and say my final thoughts. Alright, I've got both of the clocks scrambled here, and I've done the solve on each of them, and so now I'm just going to solve them from a bit of a better angle than what I had before, and I'm just going to talk about my thoughts on the clocks while I solve them. So yeah, this clock it's really easy to solve. Like on a normal clock, the first step is to line up all the edges, which is easy to do, and then yeah, you just get them to 12, flip it over, and do the same thing. So it's not a challenging solve at all. I guess it's still fun, but like it's really short. It's not that interesting, and because the puzzle isn't that good, it's not even that fun. Yeah, my main complaints about the puzzle are the pins. They're really not tactile at all, and if you compare it to the ShengShou, these pins are really tactile, and it's a lot easier to tell on this puzzle whether or not the pins are up or down, but on this I feel like it's not as much. And you can see right now these pins are down, but there's still a significant amount of pin from the tip of the pin to the clock, whereas on this it's just that little cap. This has a lot more than just the cap, and it's really hard to tell the difference between this and that. And the difference you can really tell on a qiyi this is when the pin is down on the qiyi, and that's when the pin is up. It's a really big difference. It's really obvious. And the ShengShou has a bit of that, and this really doesn't have it at all. It's really hard to tell. And like the turning's all right, I guess. You know, it's not great. I didn't expect it to be great, but my main complaints are the pins. And then this one is even harder to solve, and the pins are even worse on it. You know, because there's so many of them and there's so many pieces that each of them could be moving. I feel like sometimes when I'm turning from one dial over here, it takes a bit for like the turn to get all the way to these dials, which, you know, you'd expect. You know, it's not a high quality puzzle. I don't know the price off the top of my head, but like it's cheap, and you can tell with the way it rattles. And I've had pins just like fall in solves, and it's also, especially on this clock, you know, it's on this clock as well, but it's especially hard on this clock to tell if you're actually pointing at a number or if you're like in between a number like that. And so this one is, it's an interesting solve. I would say if you're going to get one of them, get this one, because it's a much more interesting solve than this, because this is so easy, but this has a bit more to it. So the first thing you have to do is line up these two right here, that they're together. And I'm doing this through my camera, so it's kind of hard to tell. But then this pin, when it's up, that is the only pin that can turn this center dial right here. And so in order to line up these two dials with this pin, you have to have every pin except for that one up, and then you can line them up, and then you can go around and solve the rest of the edges. And the thing is on this, you can't like there, you see how it's not quite at 12. And yeah, the pins on this are gross. I don't like it at all. Like, solving this is fun. Moving the pins is not fun, but yeah, you just have to like solve it. And it's like, it's pretty easy once you know what you're doing, but like right there, I couldn't tell that that pin was up. And it's just, it's really annoying. But other than that, you know, it's pretty fun. Again, it turns horribly. It feels disgusting, but you wouldn't expect it to be that great. And so yeah, that's the ShengShou clocks there. I would say don't get this one unless you like clock a lot. Get this one if you really want one of them, but like they're not great puzzles. And yeah, the pins are just really light, and it's hard to tell when they're up and down. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect more from ShengShou. You know, they're not qiyi, but other than that, they're decent puzzles, I'd say. Like, considering how bad people are at making clocks. I mean, there's a reason there's not many on the market, but like, these aren't great. And you can really feel it in every single turn. So yeah, that's my thoughts.